Are you looking to work in Kuwait but unsure about the visa sponsorship process? If that's you, then you've come to the right place. In this video, we'll be providing a comprehensive, step-by-step guide on how to secure a job with visa sponsorship in Kuwait. But first, let's break it down. What exactly is visa sponsorship? It's a legal undertaking where an employer in Kuwait takes responsibility for your stay during your employment period. And why is it necessary? Well, for foreign nationals aiming to work in Kuwait, it's a crucial step. It allows you to legally work and live in the country. Navigating this process might seem daunting, but don't worry. We're here to help simplify it. We'll discuss eligibility, document requirements, and walk you through the visa application process. So stick around, and we'll guide you through the visa sponsorship process in Kuwait. Before we dive into the process, it's important to understand the eligibility criteria and document requirements. So let's get into it. To be eligible for visa sponsorship in Kuwait, the first and foremost requirement is to have a job offer from a Kuwait-based employer. This is not just a suggestion, it's a must. The Kuwaiti government requires foreign nationals to have a job lined up before they can apply for a work visa. You may be wondering, what kind of job offer qualifies? Well, it can be anything from a full-time role to a contract-based position. The key point here is that it has to be a legitimate job offer from a recognized company or organization in Kuwait. Now, once you've secured that job offer, you're going to need to gather some documents. The first document on your list should be a valid passport. Make sure it's not about to expire because the validity of your passport is crucial in the visa application process. Next, you'll need the job offer letter from your Kuwait-based employer. This letter should clearly state the job position, salary, and contract duration. It's your proof of employment and a very important piece of the puzzle. You'll also need a health certificate. This is a statement from a doctor stating that you are in good health and free from any contagious diseases. The Kuwaiti government places a high priority on public health and safety, so this is non-negotiable. Other documents may include educational degrees and certificates relevant to your job, previous work experience letters, and a police clearance report. Remember, the more thorough you are with your documentation, the smoother your visa application process will be. And there you have it. Those are the basic eligibility requirements and documents you'll need to start your journey towards working in Kuwait. Preparing these in advance can save you a lot of time and stress down the line. Now that you know the eligibility and document requirements, let's move on to the visa sponsorship process. Securing a job with visa sponsorship in Kuwait is a multi-step process. This journey, though it may seem daunting, can be broken down into manageable steps. The first step, quite logically, is to find a job. Now, this isn't as simple as picking up the classifieds and circling promising adverts with a red pen. You'll need to look for companies that are open to hiring foreign nationals and are willing to sponsor your visa. There are various online platforms where you can search for such opportunities. Remember, the key is to be persistent and patient. Once you've secured a job offer, your employer will then need to initiate the visa sponsorship process. This is where the real paperwork begins. Your employer will apply for a work permit on your behalf from the Ministry of Social Affairs and Labor in Kuwait. This is a crucial step because without this work permit, you won't be able to proceed further. The work permit application process, though largely handled by your employer, may require some input from you. You may need to provide certain documents or information to your employer, such as your educational qualifications, work experience details, and personal identification documents. Your employer will then submit the application, along with the required supporting documents, to the Ministry of Social Affairs and Labor. The ministry will review your application, and if everything is in order, they will issue the work permit. Remember, the issuance of the work permit doesn't mean you can pack your bags just yet. It's just the first part of the visa sponsorship process. But it's a significant step forward. It's an official acknowledgement from the Kuwaiti government that you are eligible to work in Kuwait. It's important to note that the timeline for obtaining a work permit can vary. It can take several weeks or even a few months, depending on various factors such as the volume of applications the ministry is handling at the time. Once your employer has received the work permit, you're halfway there. Let's move on to the next steps. With the work permit secured, the next steps involve a bit of paperwork on your end. Now that you have your work permit in hand, the next stage of the visa sponsorship process is applying for an entry visa. It's important to note here that the work permit doesn't grant you the right to enter Kuwait, but it does make you eligible to apply for an entry visa. Once your entry visa application is approved, you're ready to make your move to Kuwait. But hold on, there's a bit more to do once you arrive in the country. After you've settled in, you'll need to undergo a medical check. This is a standard procedure for all foreign workers and is designed to ensure the health and safety of all residents. Following the medical check, you're down to the final step of the visa sponsorship process: applying for a residence visa. The residence visa is the official document that allows you to live and work in Kuwait. It's tied to your work permit, meaning as long as you're employed, you're allowed to reside in the country. Keep in mind that each of these steps is crucial, and skipping any of them could jeopardize your legal status in Kuwait. So, be diligent, follow the procedures, and soon enough, you'll be all set to start your new job. And with that, you've completed the visa sponsorship process. But what are the key points to remember? Getting a job with visa sponsorship in Kuwait might seem daunting, but it's manageable when broken down into steps. First, ensure you meet the eligibility criteria and gather all necessary documents. Then, navigate the visa sponsorship process, which is a two-part journey. Start with your potential employer's role as a sponsor, and then move on to your own responsibilities. Remember, securing visa sponsorship in Kuwait is a process, but with the right preparation and patience, it's entirely within your reach. Good luck with your job hunt.